What's going on, folks? We are here today live again for the NORA Truck Series here in the Milwaukee Mile. Place is very, very old, vintage, one mile racing. Cannot wait to get this thing going. And also, too, the playoffs begin today for the NORA Truck Series. Cannot wait to get this thing going right now, as usual. Going to go down trackside for qualifying, as the boys are already getting going here, so let's take a look. And there we are so far right now. Banks on top right here of the board. Dylan Banks looking pretty good right now. Cody Reeder, though, out on the track. Looking pretty strong as usual. Let's see what he can do today. Obviously, looking to get this championship. A lot of these guys are looking pretty good, though. A lot of hopefuls today. A lot of guys this season very, very fast. Nobody else currently on track right now, obviously, but everybody looking pretty quick as they are. So we're going to get this thing going pretty quick. Stages are lap 55 and 110 for 175 laps here at the Milwaukee Mile. Place is pretty quick, but the turns are pretty bumpy. I will say this is a place that normally is definitely interesting. It's a lot of fun to drive on because it is so different. It's like a, how can I explain it? It's like a flat Dover, I guess, maybe. But it's got some really neat characteristics to it, especially the pit road. You can kind of see it right there. It has like a hard entrance. It's not the easiest. It kind of goes into the infield. It doesn't really jet out, so it's for sure pretty wild. But Dylan Banks right here going to be our pole sitter. Man, awesome job there for him. Advance the time a little bit. There's our great sponsors for race day. Love to see them. But right now, we're going to get down trackside again once more. Qualifying over, we're going to get this thing right down to it quickly as we do. So your pole sitter today, Dylan Banks. There he is. That number 17 ride, the Ally Do It Right. Looking pretty good today as usual. Awesome stuff so far. P2 going to be Tyler Barrett. Or Barnett, excuse me. There it is, the number 2 Skittles machine. Daniel Honeycutt rounding off the top 3 in that 15. Christopher Heights. Completely black car. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. Maybe the paint scheme didn't load, but there he is right there. Josh Conover, P5, looking pretty good, that Cobalt machine. Next up, P6, Dakota Hendrickson. Looking pretty good, that Pilot Flying J. Anthony Campbell, always in that Subway machine, looking good. Chris Snyder, 99, looking great. Cody Reeder as well in that P9 spot. Brian Jones, you know him in that home field machine, looking good today. Zach Hollinger, P11. Love that Pepsi machine, looking good. Number 33 going to be Todd Schneider, starting off in P12. Cameron Thompson going to be in 13th, looking pretty good there. The 99 of Timothy Harper going to be right there in P14. New driver right here, Kevin Baumler in P15, looking pretty good. And then that's going to be it for the field today. 15 drivers looking pretty sharp as they do. We're going to get this thing underway here momentarily. Dylan Banks, though, man, to get this first win maybe would be pretty big. So a lot of these guys gunning for that win, gunning for that playoff win. Who can do it? A lot on the line today. Here we go. Pace car going to get us going here. Off we go now for 175 laps here at Milwaukee Mile. Going to be a good time, as it always is. Big thanks to you folks for being out here and watching race day and supporting the NORA Truck Series. Great people over here and looking to get this thing underway. Cars. Keep in mind we have that Choose car as well, so that's, I believe, Gladlich today, so it's going to be good to see him out there. Here we go. Pace car, early entrance down pit road. going to get this race underway. 55 laps, folks, is the mark we're looking for. So that's going to be what it takes to get to that first stage. And they do pay points, so it's super important. Let's get it done. Here we go. Green flag about to be in the air. Starter has the green flag. Pace car going to pull off. There he goes. And off we go. Green flag right now for the NORA Truck Series. Banks already up front right now, looking pretty good though. In the back, Daniel Honeycutt has some competition already. And this place is pretty unique too, because the bottom line is not recently, but more recently repaved than the others. And you can really tell, so it's going to be pretty interesting to see how they can navigate that. It's kind of a grip strip, really. The outside lane can work, but you really have to be tightened up for that. Hollinger, Zach already up on the infield grass. And yellow flag just like that. Barely hits that yellow, or I'm sorry, the tire barrier there, but gets it back going. I don't think there's much damage there, no. That's good to see. Early on already, but that can happen. Take a look real quick if we can. We kind of saw it happen, obviously, but we'll get a better look. Coming off turn 4 here, I believe it was. It might be just a second, but we'll definitely catch it. Oh, it just gets kind of loose. Bobbled a little bit. Yeah, it has that right side damage in the back, but not too bad. Definitely going to be okay, so no harm, no foul. Short tracks like this, you can kind of get away with some damage to that back end quarter panel or whatnot and really be fine. So don't expect that to really hurt Zach a whole lot, but definitely we'll get that repaired at some point, I'm sure. And he'll be good to go. So right now, 4 laps in, first caution. No worries. Long way to go here. Had a long break before our last race, so these boys looking to get back into competition shape. So far looking pretty stout. So right now we're going to be getting this thing back going. Quick yellow. Then we'll get it back and off we go. So good stuff right here. We're going to bring in a couple of guys throughout the race. Bring in our stage winners, obviously. We'll bring in the race winners, top 3. Good stuff right here. Good chance right here, folks, to go and thank some sponsors of ours while we're under yellow flag. We'll come right back. All right, welcome back, folks, to the NORA Truck Series here at the Milwaukee Mile, race number 1 of the playoffs. And right now, we're going to be getting this thing back going. Choose car already rolled out, and now rolling back in. Dylan Banks, Barnett up in the front of the field here. looking to get this thing going. Working off our first caution of the day, Zach Hollinger getting off track a little bit after getting loose on turn 2, but no harm, no foul there. Has a pretty decent car still, so no worries. But here we go. Going to get going green again. And here we go. Second restart. Going to get us back going here on lap 7. Getting to lap 55 will be the first stage. This guy pulls in. Sharp left-hand corner. Here we go. Green flag. Back out. Really close stuff already. Too wide off of turn 2 right there. And that can work for a little bit, but as the tires wear down, from what I'm being told, this place is like a cheese grater. The tires just wear right off. Old asphalt. Some great racing. Definitely heading our way here. You can see that 73 of the Subway Machine. I already see some love right there in the chat for him. Has it on the outside line though, kind of making it work actually. Sends it in pretty well. Only so much you can do, because again, that low line has the grip, but you can really kind of arc the corner enough to make it kind of work. You're not going to get that much of a great run on exit on the outside like you would at a, typical 1.5 mile track. But definitely pretty good so far. Apologies for that. We're not going to commercial right now. We're watching the 9 laps in, some great racing. Apparently I've got some hotkeys assigned that I didn't know I had, so we are good. These guys still battling though. Single file for the most part up front. Dylan Banks having a great run in the front right there in that number 17. Fresh looking paint scheme too, but everyone else, Honeycutt, Barnett, Heights, really kind of just holding on here as we get going, but 2 wide still here. The number 8, Hendrickson, had some time there on the outside, still does. 99, Harper, going to try and sneak his way through, but so far not doing that. Take a ride on board Hendrickson real quick. You can see, yeah, the outside line really trying to work that wheel. Has to kind of counter steer a little bit off of turn 2. We know that because it's so loose, but you can see him right here too, kind of doing the same thing. Diving in kind of hard right there, tight in the middle of the track, but then kind of loose off. So, and that's kind of the hard thing, right? As a driver, and I know for me when I'm in the car too, it's like, man, what do I want, right? If it's tight in and then tight middle and then loose off, or if it's loose off, tight out, it's like, man, what do you kind of set the car up for, right? How do you want it to drive? Me personally, I kind of like a loose in, tight off kind of feel to it, but it all depends. But right now, these guys are really putting in the work to get out front again. The top 10 paid the points, right? Lap number 13 already, 55 is where we're headed for stage 1. So far, though, really good stuff. The 16 on the outside, Cameron Thompson making a move here. Looking pretty stout. A lot of these guys really looking pretty good already. That Pepsi machine already, Hendrickson, Hollinger, already kind of up a few spots here. Not too bad right now in 13th spot, so looking pretty good. The 16 right there, though, on the inside. Good stuff all around right here. Dylan Banks, though, hold on. Daniel Honeycutt might have something for him. He is getting real close to him. And you can see kind of down here. Yeah, really loose off a corner exit. And the corners here are wide, folks. Like, they're really, really long. You know, it's kind of like a Dover or kind of like a Motegi, actually. Turns 1 and 2 Motegi. Kind of like that, if you've ever raced there before. It's the center of the corner, the apex, kind of lasts a long time. So you either have to kind of diamond it or kind of just let it roll in the middle a lot. And right about here, you can see, yeah, corner exit pretty loose. He's getting pretty close to him. And that's good to see. We'll watch that as we get going here, but a couple more battles really kind of popping up here. The 39, Chris Snyder still making the outside lane work here. As well as Brian Jones still trying to sneak into that inside. He has him. Really tries to set it in and dives in. Makes it work, actually. Right behind Anthony Campbell. Pretty good there. Good stuff. Back of the field, still a lot of these boys trying to figure it out right here. Long runs are what I expect today. Restarts are always insane, right? They can always be pretty intense, but I think after the after the restarts, I really think this is a track we're going to see some crazy long green flag runs on, and I think it starts now. I do. So we'll see how these boys can handle it. That could mean, hey, holding on to the tires. So out back right now might be the play. Don't burn them off early. But man, Honeycutt is right behind him. You can see how kind of slow they're getting in the center of that corner. Really doing a pretty good job, though. This is one of those tracks you really have to roll the corners. It's kind of like New Hampshire, actually, the more I think about it. Where New Hampshire, it's all about kind of rolling that center. And right here, it's kind of the same way, but this place is deadly flat. This place is very, very flat. But they're making it work, obviously, and not too far, though. Watch out for Barnett. Tyler Barnett's really not too far back either. Looking pretty good. And we've seen this Skittles machine in the past, this season, winning races. A couple of them, actually. I believe in a couple of different drivers. Tyler DeTalent, we saw him in. But then also one other driver, I believe, won at Coda earlier on in the season. So some good stuff all around. Honeycutt just got a little loose there. You got to be careful, too, of that rumble strip. It's kind of flat. It's not like a 3D bump. You know, it doesn't really seem to have that bump to it. But you can definitely upset that car. That big yellow strip right there. Doing pretty good, though. Single file for the most part throughout the field. Seeing Brian Jones catching up to, right now, that's Christopher Heights. Looking pretty good here. It comes down to, I mean, yeah, you can see that him roll that center really, really well. And just kind of passes Christopher Heights kind of easily. So that car right now, Brian didn't really qualify as well as he wanted to, I think, but that car is pretty well hooked up. Good stuff nonetheless so far. And that gap has kind of gone away a little tiny bit from Honeycutt. He was getting close, but, you know, Banks has the fresh air. Now, at a track like this, you might think, oh man, does that really play a big role into it? But yeah, it actually does. It's not maybe as impactful as, you know, like a 1.5 mile track or a 2 point, you know, like a Michigan or whatnot. But here it definitely can. You know, getting into the corners, especially setting that truck right into the corners, can mean a lot. Man, right now, look at this. Right on the back end of Banks. Definitely getting there. He's Honeycutt. A couple more guys to watch out for. Josh Conover in that 23 Cobalt machine, looking pretty good today. Under fire though by Cody Reeder here momentarily. Looking pretty fast. I'll tell you what, Cody Reeder, I talked about him earlier, but I really think, I mean, you know, I'm not going to pick favorites, right? But I really think Cody Reeder is a guy who can win this championship. I think he's really, really fast. I think he's, you know, super good. He's won a lot of races, and you know, he can definitely make this thing happen. But really, anybody. Been a lot of winners in this field. Oh no, Conover into the wall right there, out of 2. Gonna get past her, I think, by Reeder. Yes, he does for now. Can he clear him? Yes, sir. So probably some damage there into the right side. If we can really see. Okay, not too bad, actually. No right side damage. We just kissed the wall a tad. It's not going to kill him too much. Pretty good stuff so far. 26 laps into this first stage. Already past the halfway point right now. So still have some time to breathe. More guys. Harper right here holding on currently to P6. We're seeing Brian Jones kind of right in the middle of this field trying to catch back up, obviously, and get himself into that that grid. But as always, looking pretty sharp today. As we continue through this field. But right now, Dylan Banks still holds the lead. Man, for how long? I'll tell you what, Honeycutt has been right there. And I'm trying to, you know, trying to figure out, like, what is holding Honeycutt back from passing him? You know, is it the dirty air? Is it maybe he's just not, you know, fast enough? But he is right there. And Barnett is catching for sure. So almost at lap 30. We're going to get this thing wound down here for stage 1 pretty quick. And truthfully, too, I mean, you know, is Honeycutt just kind of holding on? You know, is Honeycutt saying, you know what, I'm not gonna blow through my tires right now to try and pass Banks. I'm gonna let Banks kind of wear his own stuff out, you know, but pressure him. And then wait for that moment to strike. Because right now, he doesn't really have to lead right now, right? Honeycutt, if he wants to get that stage win, no need to pass him right now. So either way, could be biding his time. We'll find out soon enough, though. Harper working on Conover right here. Conover kind of fallen off a little bit. Reeder got around him just a second ago, but right now Harper and then soon Jones might be passing Conover right here. Not sure if Josh used up too much of his stuff, but a couple of guys for sure. Oh lordy, gone over. Whew. Got loose out of turn 2. Yeah, just didn't have enough right there to hold on to it. So the tire's definitely losing out at this point. And it can be tough because this is kind of one of those tracks, again, similar to New Hampshire, maybe, I guess is the closest competition to Milwaukee. But, you know, on exit, you really have to keep that wheel straight as much as you can. You don't want to be turning left as you're exiting the corners because the track wants to just go around. And it's just not a fun feeling. So got to figure out a way to straighten out the exit as much as possible. And that's why usually you'll see these guys dominating the corners. In the middle, they'll kind of swing out, maybe half a lane up, and then they'll dive down. You see that a lot in Phoenix turns 1 and 2 as well, so after the dog leg. But Josh holding on to it still. Coming off that turn 2. Looking better this time, but lap 33. Starting to wind this first stage down, but Honeycutt's not getting there. No, he is not, but he will be, I'm sure. Long way to go, though. lot of people in the chat. Let's go Subway. Love that, man. Hey, your boy's not doing bad. Anthony Campbell right now, he was in about that top 6 spot, but kind of falling back a little bit. Under fire with that number 21. Calvin Baumler getting past him, but hey, he's holding on. I will say, looking pretty good. We'll take a little lap around here and see what his truck is like. If it's handling good or kind of gets into the corner here. The wheel looks pretty stiff. Not sure if he's tight right there, but yeah, it looks really tight. Coming off as well, pretty tight. So might have used too much of that rubber up. Kind of neutral right here off the turn exit. So yeah, it looks like this truck for him is just a little too tight right now, but again, not sure if that those tires were kind of worn off a bit, but he is holding on to it. Everyone, oh no, Honeycutt! Oh no, he got way too close. We mentioned earlier, like, watch out for that rumble strip down there on the inside of the corner right there, because that can really turn you around, and he was riding that thing quite a bit in 3 and 4. Gotta be super careful with that, because it'll make you go around, and he almost just found out the hard way. Avoids it quite a bit right there, as you can see. And that'll make the gap now to the lead by 1 second. So Honeycutt definitely lost some time there, which he did not want to lose. Cody Reeder, though, going to try and find his way back to the front. Currently in 4th, on his way. About to pass, actually, Tyler Barnett right here. In just a second on the outside, maybe. Makes it work so far. You can tell he's faster than Barnett. Probably has fresher tires, didn't wear them off as quick, but gets around so far. Looking pretty good. Good move on the outside. So Reeder to P3 right now. Can he track down Honeycutt in about 15 laps? As we're seeing Snyder right now in the 33 going a lap down to the leaders. Hankton is inside, and Honeycutt about to be the same thing here in just a second. So for now, Snyder will be the lucky dog if he were to have a caution come out. Way on the outside lane, though. What's going on here? Why is it so up high, I mean. Oh, you can just see that wheel is turning left, but it is not turning. We'll get a better look here. Yeah, you can see it. Completely killed the right front, I'm guessing, on that truck. Because that bad boy will not turn. That can happen. Slow in, fast out is typically the best way to do it when it comes to oval racing. Well, I guess racing in general typically is better for that right front, but oh, some contact there actually with the 99, I believe that is, of Harper. Gotta be careful there, but either way, not too bad. Gap has closed a little bit between Banks and Honeycutt. It was a second after Honeycutt got loose, but right now about 0.8 of a second. So he's gaining 0.2 back. And he has the time to catch him back again for the stage end and the stage win, but a lot can happen nonetheless. Cody Reeder, 3rd place. Harper in P4. Ryan Jones in P5. Zach Hollinger, quick update on him too. He had the issue on lap 4 where he got a little loose and got spun out, but very minimal damage, and we know how good Zach is, so I'm really shocked to see, man, he's kind of struggling right now, isn't he? He's right now in 14th place. Next car to go a lap down if that were to happen. And you can kind of see the gap right here, right? This is the front stretch. Can't see that leader just yet, Dylan Banks, but has about a front stretch and a half left to go, but has got to find something after stage 2. Anthony Campbell really kind of fallen off too as well, currently in 13th spot. Again, tire management at a place like this is just so key. You really have to nail it down. In the chat, full distance truck race with 17 entries is insane. Well, I mean, here's the thing, man. I mean, these guys started off fantastic. You know, the season was full of drivers, full of 40 plus entries, I believe it was, at the beginning. And then, listen, as any season, it kind of dies down. People leave. I mean, shoot, that's just nature of the beast. Are the races long? Yes, they are, but at the same time, it kind of tests these drivers, right? It kind of tests, the endurance, the attrition factor, and all kinds of things. So, hey, I've seen less cars that have amazing races, and I've seen 40 plus cars that have 20 cautions. So it's like, what do you want? At the end of the day, I'd rather have less drivers with quality racing than than more and have just an absolute disaster. So, but I guess it depends on what you want. Either way, Dylan Banks looking pretty good up front, 1.3 seconds actually. So, man, Honeycutt's really starting to fall off now into P2. Reader in 3rd place. Dylan Banks really brought something special today. I think he's got a great car, fast car. Got the pole, obviously. And I think right now he's got what it takes to win this race. Looking pretty good. Quick through the field here. Nice close-up angles of these cars. Great looking paint schemes too. Dylan Banks currently in P1. Daniel Honeycutt, there he is in 2nd place. The gap definitely getting bigger and bigger, but stage 2 is incoming. Cody Reader right now in 3rd spot, looking pretty sharp. Harper in P4, a great run so far for him, honestly. That MagnaFlow performance machine looking good at 99. Tyler Barnett holding on to it pretty strong, P2, or number 2, excuse me. Brian Jones. There he is. Home Field Machine. Hey, use that code Atlantis24. I've already used it. I've already used my code. But go and check them out. Really cool stuff over there too. Josh Conover holding on to P7 right now. Had some issues earlier on, getting really loose off of turn 2. Looks like so far though he's done pretty good. So he's holding on to it. Chris Snyder. Haven't talked much about him, but man, consistency, right? That's just part of the game. P8 holding on to a strong run. Cameron Thompson running in P9 right now. Christopher Heights. And we know this guy's fast. Man, this track, it brings out, something different in these guys. A track like this or like a Darlington, it's just these places are so tough and so different. Gavin Baumler, here he is in that 21 machine, looking pretty good. First race that I've seen him in and holding on to a pretty good truck right there, right now in P11, but holding on to it. Dakota Hendrickson, number 8, PJ flying, or pilot flying J. Looking pretty strong. Anthony Campbell and Zach Hollinger right here going to get alongside Todd Snyder. So everyone kind of doing their thing, waiting to that stage 2 or stage 1 end, excuse me, in about 4 laps. So 4 laps away from fresh tires, full of fuel. I can promise you these guys are screaming for tires right now. But really good stuff. Dylan Banks holding on to that first spot. Reader actually might have a look here for P2. Reader has a fast long run truck, it looks like, but he's got to find some speed a little bit more early in the run. I think, if he has anything for Dylan Banks. He's taking big chunks out of this lead right, or not lead, but P2 gap right here. I almost feel like, too, it looks like the 15 here, Honeycutt. It almost looks like, maybe I'm wrong here, but it looks like he's kind of using that rumble strip to kind of tug on those left side tires to make the car turn better. That can definitely happen. Right now, Cody Reeder, though, a big move. This is for P2 as we come down to the stage 1 finish here in just a second. Dylan Banks going to easily get the stage 1 win, but Cody Reeder cannot make that move to get around. But Dylan Banks, here he is. Comes around, lap 55 is going to be ending the stage. Once that 10th place car crosses the line, Christopher Heights looks like he'll be a lock in for that top 10 spot. And there he is, Dylan Banks. Stage 1 winner. Looking very good, very dominant. Earlier on, Honeycutt was pretty close, but he just couldn't find anything. And man, Banks definitely has put the time in to get this track and this setup just right. He's holding on to it quite well. So good stuff for Dylan Banks, your winner for stage 1. We'll come back, folks, in just a second and talk to your stage winner here, Dylan Banks, and we'll thank some sponsors first, but we'll come right back. All right, welcome back to the NORA Truck Series here at the Milwaukee Mile. We're going to bring in Dylan Banks real quick, your stage 1 winner. Once we track him down real fast, let's bring him on in. Where is Dylan Banks? Here he is. Hey, Dylan Banks, man. It's Steve in the booth. You got me?
I got a copy.
Hey, dude, right now looking pretty strong. I mean, got the pole. I mean, led, I believe, every lap right there and looking extremely good. The truck seems hooked up, man. How's the car driving for you, and how's the race going for you from your side?
Oh, it feels good, man. Out in clean air, obviously it helps. Just trying to keep this lead and save tire where I'm at. I was trying to save a little bit of tire, but not let anybody get around me because the truck honestly drives like crap when you're behind in that dirty air. So just trying to keep it out front, but honestly, it feels great right now. Just managing my stuff and trying to make it last long run.
It's good stuff, man. Like on the long runs, just talk to the viewers real quick. Is the car or the truck getting tight? Is it getting loose on long runs? Like, are the tires getting eaten up? Like what do you think? Yeah,
it's getting a little tight long run, okay. And that's because we can't shift this race, so we're having to stay in fourth. So yes, it gets tight long run, burns up a little more right front, staying in fourth if you're not careful on entry. So yeah, just protecting that right front, but keeping that track position is honestly the biggest keys.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, good luck rest of the way, dude. Good stuff so far.
Thank you, buddy.
Yes, sir. There he is, Dylan Banks, your stage 1 winner. Looking pretty good. Interesting call about no shifting. Not sure if that was something they can't physically do, or if that was something that was mandated from the league. But interesting to hear that for sure about no shifting. So, all right. Either way, gonna get lap number 59 underway here in just a second. Stage 2 gonna end on lap 110. So we have a little bit ways to go here. But now a restart. Banks and Honeycutt back on the front, back on the grid. What can these boys do right now? Here we go. Stage 2 underway. Green flag. We have a car off right there, the 16, I believe that was, of Cameron Thompson. Hard into the inside wall off of turn 2, but no caution. Happened way off track, so we're staying green right here. Tried to sneak in a bit of a bring the noise segment right there, but all good. Dylan Banks up front, though. Cody Reeder making a move into P2, if he can, right here. Honeycutt still holding on to the outside, still maintains it. Wow, good stuff for Honeycutt. Guys really doing a pretty good job here. A couple of guys, oh man, Josh Conover really out of shape right there, out of turn 4. Has to hold on to that truck. These guys all fighting for their spots right now. This is the best time to pass, right? On the restarts. Make it happen now if you can. Brian Jones right there, almost on the end. Right on board real quick, Brian Jones. In front of Harper, but behind Barnett. This is for P5, so these guys are really trying to navigate on fresh tires to get themselves into the best spot they can, because they know once the long run happens and the tightness kind of comes in, as Dylan Banks was saying, it's really tough to do that. So far, the good stuff by these guys. Battle for that top spot, though. Dylan Banks under fire. Honeycutt actually making a pretty good move here on the outside. Almost had his right rear, but didn't quite get it. Man, tough stuff. Brian Jones, though. Barnett side by side entering 3. Really good racing so far right now in P1. Dylan Banks, Honeycutt P2. And then beyond that, a lot of these guys still fighting for it. You can see through Cody Reeder, the back end. Look how tight these guys are right here. Man, Jones and Barnett right there on the back end. Jones finally gets around Barnett right there. But now Harper gonna try and sneak his way in. And this is the tough part about the outside lane too, is that if you don't have it hooked up right, you're gonna really kind of get freight trained back. A lot of these guys gonna try and squeeze their way on the inside. Harper's still there. Ooh. Pulled up just a little bit, didn't want to get on the back end, that left rear of that too, but keeps it going. Barnett a little loose right there off corner exit. We saw that right there. Man, got to be careful. Back at the field a little bit. A couple of more guys looking pretty good. Hendrickson, Hollinger, trying to salvage their stage 2s. There we go. Lap 110, there it is. That is the mark for stage 2 end. A little bit ways to go, obviously. These tires, though, they can really feel them right now. Hollinger making his way back up, currently in P11. Again, had the lap 4 issue. Spun out in turn 2, but looking solid right now, trying to get back to the front. Front of the field, though, we're going to focus here for a while because these guys are really at it. They're single file, sure, but that can change in a split second, I've got a feeling. Good stuff. Conover making a move on the inside here. Kind of sends it in to Harper. Man, good move here. Clears him, I think. Yes, he does. Really solid job right there. But that's kind of what you see on these restarts, right? People just sending it in, and it's sometimes the best way to pass because it's all you got. Right now, though, Dylan Banks is really, oh no, Honeycutt just got so loose right there, but maintains it. Good stuff so far, but right now, Brian Jones on the back end. Pretty cool gyro cam right here. This track is pretty well flat, so you're not going to get a really good experience of what the gyro cam can look like, but you can really see an alternate angle, that wheel shimmy shaking around. But really consistent, it looks like, for Brian Jones here. Not a lot of overcorrection. The truck looks like it's handling quite well, so that's good news for Jones right now, obviously. And up front, that battle still remains with Dylan Banks and Honeycutt. I've got to, I kind of want to see, you know, what does this look like if Honeycutt gets in front, right? Or Reader, or somebody else. You know, is the advantage just that much clearer as the leader because of what Banks was mentioning, right? The clean air. You know, does that make a massive difference, or is it kind of minute? But either way, long race still to go. A couple of guys back here still fighting for it. Hollinger, Campbell, Heights, all doing their thing right now. Campbell making a move actually on the inside of Hollinger here. Oh, we thought he was. Maybe not now. Couldn't get that truck to rotate like you wanted to, but still looking solid up front, though. This is the battle. Everyone very close together. Dylan Banks leading the charge here. Right now, kind of follow the leader. Everyone seems like they're on kind of the same, you know, path, right? Everyone seems like they're still handling the same way. We're not seeing a lot of separation, really, in the top 7 or 8. So it looks like everyone's kind of just abiding along and riding along, maybe saving those tires to get to the end of stage 2 in about 40 laps. So Honeycutt trying something new here. Yeah, see how he kind of cuts down? He's trying to kind of diamond the corner. Let's try it on board real quick. Let's see if he does it again. Kind of comes in low right here, goes up high a little bit, and then cuts it down across. Didn't quite do it as much right there, but turns 1 and 2 maybe. Yeah, both of them not really doing that. I thought I saw him do it a second ago in turn 22, but that can definitely be a strategy, right? They're saying the trucks get tight as the run goes on, so it's not going to be as easy to kind of, diming that corner. Typically, you want to dime in the corner at a place like this. If it gets loose on exit, on tight on exit though it can be difficult. Either way though, right now lap 78 out of 175, so we just crossed the mark. So a little bit less than 100 laps to go. Already have done 78. So far they're a pretty good race. Only one caution for incident on lap 4 involving Zach Hollinger. Everyone else though holding on pretty steady. We did see the 16 get involved. Looks like the 16 though is currently in the pits. Thompson. Quick update as well while we have the time. I do realize that in the weeks past, if you've been watching our race day videos, they've been kind of lackluster in quality. Had some PC issues slash CPU and iRacing glitches and whatnot. So I think we've kind of fixed the issue, knock on wood. I think today's race so far has been really quite good. So I'm thankful for the people who have helped me out with that. And we are in business again. So good stuff. Right in time for the NORA Truck Series playoffs. And here we are, Milwaukee Mile, lap number 80. Dylan Banks holding on to that P1 still, but Cody Reeder and now Brian Jones. Brian Jones back at it again here, trying to get himself into that top 3. We'll stay on board here for just a second, see if Brian Jones can get alongside him again. So far, not quite, but definitely on his way to do it. Good stuff. In the back, though, a couple more guys still trying to fight for it. Harper. Man, him and Conover have been fighting all day long. Same thing with Barnett. Barnett's kind of fallen back a little bit. He was kind of in that top 3 picture for a bit. But then has fallen back. And as this track kind of cools off, right, it's going to get even tighter. That's the thing. I mean, the sun's sort of going down. It's not going to end at night or even sunset. But, I mean, as it gets cooler right now, the track will definitely tighten up with cooler temps. So you have to kind of adjust your strategy in how you drive the truck as you go, right? So a lot of these guys are going to try and maintain that and keep it going. But Conover all over the back end of Barnett right here on lap 84. A lot of guys in the back, though, just trying to survive, it seems like. Not a lot of progress being made. Anthony Campbell right here, currently in 13th spot. Good stuff nonetheless right here, lap 85. Harper right now on the back end of Tyler Barnett. He got pretty close a second ago, the lap behind. And right now, not quite there. Ooh, little wiggle there out of Barnett. Actually, that might open the door for him on entry. I think it might. Harper's gonna try it. Sends it deep, might have the angle here. Gotta clear him though on exit. Can't quite do it just yet. Drag race down into turn 1. Harper should have him here. Yes, he does. Clears him right now, but Barnett might have him a little bit still. Not clear. There it is. Barnett, no crossover move, so Harper gets up to P5 right now. And looking pretty stout so far. Dylan Banks currently up front right now in P1. P2 is Honeycutt, about 4/10 back. Right now is a great time, but halfway right now, actually, of the race. So we'll go race day nonstop. Thanks to partners as we continue this long green flag run. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot. Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to the NORA Truck Series here in Milwaukee Mile. Right now, we're working on lap 94, getting pretty close to the end of stage number 2 right now. Lap 110 is the mark. About 15 laps away from getting to that mark right now, and Dylan Banks still your leader, looking very, very strong. Has led every lap, I believe. And yes, looking. Oh no, Dylan Honeycutt, Daniel, excuse me, got real loose right there, really wide off of turn 2. Almost lost it. Cody Reeder finally gets the break he needed. Gonna get around. Oh man, Honeycutt still sideways. Take a ride on board Honeycutt here and see if we can find out what the issue is. Ryan Jones now gets around 2 for P3. But yeah, really, really tough. We know that trucks get tight as they go, but I wonder if he just used too much up too soon trying to get around Dylan Banks. Either way, looking pretty sharp so far, though. A couple more guys in the back of the field we saw. We did see Todd Snyder come down pit road. Looks like he's still on pit road right now, actually, as well, too. So I'm not sure if he's parking it or if he's fixing some big damage. But either way, Anthony Campbell rounding up the field right now, who's currently on track. P13. Zach Hollinger, right now, there he is. Currently in that 12th spot after that early lap 4 wreck. Christopher Heights right now rounding out P11. Top 10, Dakota Hendrickson looking pretty decent so far. Kevin Baumler is opening race right here, looking pretty sharp. P9, not too bad. Tyler Barnett, Chris Snyder. A couple of guys still fighting for it, actually. Snyder and Josh Conover right here. And again, like Snyder, haven't talked much about him today, but I'll tell you what, sometimes, and we do this on the Tuesday side of things too with the ASRA, is that sometimes if we don't talk about a certain guy, that just means they're having a great race, right? Super consistent, you know, not necessarily up in the front, but they somehow always end up being in the front. And I think Chris Snyder might have a good day today. So far, really solid effort so far. Conover P6, Harper in P5. Next to try and get around. Oh, look at that. Yeah, Honeycutt really, really sideways still. Harper going to be right there. Woo. Really good stuff so far, but man, gotta be so careful in these corners. It's interesting though how he's not like it almost seems like Honeycutt's getting looser as the run goes on. Oh man, Conover really, really sideways back. Saw that in the background of that last shot, but man, he kept it going straight. Great effort right there for him to hold on to that truck and not get that thing spun around. Battle here for P2. Ryan Jones and Cody Reeder. Ryan Jones kind of sends him up a little bit up the track, and that might work out for him. Not clear yet, though. Really, really close. Jones finally getting back to the front here. Reeder, there he is. That's the move right there for P2. Ryan Jones, crossover move, though, for Reeder. What a good run right there. We are on the inside, going to try and send it in, most likely. Still side by side. Jones going to get a great exit here off of turn 2. Up against the wall, makes it work. Reeder, though, not going to give this up. Might have to, though. And he does. So Brian Jones to P2. And Reeder still maintains that 3rd spot. So Brian Jones, you're next in line, man. Can you catch Dylan Banks 2 seconds back? Stage 2 ends in about 5 or 6 laps, so might not have the time to do that, but stage points can be crucial for the playoffs. A couple of guys heard getting into the wall right there. Don't think that was Josh Conover. I don't see any scrapes on the right side of that truck, but they look pretty decent. A lot of these guys, though, still looking pretty good. Lap 105, so we're 5 laps away here from stage 2. Dylan Banks just is gone. 2 seconds in front. 2.5 almost, really, in front of Dylan Banks. Brian Jones, excuse me, and looking very, very fast. But Jones, there he is. Cody Reeder as well. Honeycutt and Harper. all looking to maintain their spot right here. A couple of guys back here still fighting for spots. So Anthony Campbell, Zach Hollinger. This is for 12th spot if they can make it happen. Campbell getting pretty close right here. So far, though, not able to get himself around Hollinger. As far as the closest battle on track, I believe that was it. Actually, look at this right here. Conover and Barnett right now, side by side. P7 and 8. Looks like Conover gets the best of him right there, but good stuff. So right now, coming to lap 109, Dylan Banks going to be easily the stage 2 winner once again. And here he is. Crosses the line, still to wait for that top 10 spot to cross the line, but Dylan Banks going to be your stage 2 winner once again. P10, Dakota Hendrickson going to be crossing that line here momentarily. And then stage 2 will bend. There it is. Yellow flag is out. And Dylan Banks once more today is the stage 1 winner. And now stage 2 winner. Also has the pole too, so can he pull off the perfect game and win this race? Tell you what, has the truck to do it, has the ability to do it. Looking so fast right now, but great stuff for Dylan Banks. P2 going to be Brian Jones, Cody Reeder 3rd, Harper 4th, and then Honeycutt P5. Rounding out the top 10, Snyder, Conover, Barnett, Baumler, and then Hendrickson. Good stuff so far. We're going to let them come down pit road. We'll come and thank some sponsors real fast, folks. We'll come right back.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, we are back at it right now. The NORA Truck Series here in Milwaukee. We're going to get this thing underway back again shortly. Jacob Glidelich, there he is, the choose car. Everyone picking what side of the lane they want, outside, inside. Jacob Glidelich, there he is. Looking good right there, so off he goes. That's how they choose in the NORA Truck Series. Pretty cool stuff right there. You'll notice the same thing also in the ASRA Cup Series tomorrow night, which, by the way, little plug right there. Tomorrow night in Motegi. So we're going to go some Japanese track across the pond, as they say. Pretty cool stuff. Cannot wait for that. We've already talked to Dylan Banks as the Stage 1 winner, so we're not going to bother him again for Stage 2, but right now we're going to get underway here momentarily. And this will be for the end. So no more stages, no more planned cautions. This is going to be it. So 60 laps to decide this race. Dylan Banks has looked extremely fast the entire time. And really, it's gone green flag racing. Excuse me, the majority of it, except that, again, that Stage 1 lap 4 incident with Zach Hollinger. But besides that, clean and green as we've seen it. But here we go. Pace car going to pull off. We're going to go back green flag racing lap 115. 60 laps to go here to get to the end of this race. Who can win it? The first race of the playoffs. We're back green. Oh no, big wreck off track right here. Kevin Balmer off track already into the pits right there. Snyder as well got involved at 39. Oh man, tough break for those guys. We'll try and get a replay in just a second once we get things settled down. Dylan Banks up front. P2 battle underway. Still Brian Jones sending it in right now to and Cody Reeder as well. Let's get a quick replay of Kevin Balmer, if we can. Here it is on the restart right here. Sends it in. Oh, the back of Christopher Heights. Spins it out, then hard into the inside wall. Not too hard, I guess, but oh, right to the tire barrier. And then off he goes. Man, tough break right there for him. As well as that 39 of Chris Snyder. Got involved too, but still maintains his track position. Good stuff so far. Brian Jones is right there. This is the first time we've seen Jones having a shot at trying to get to the back end of Dylan Banks. So what does Brian do, or what can Brian do that, you know, drivers before haven't been able to do? And he's getting so close to him right there, man. This is going to be his best time to try and pass him if he can. It's a pretty good run off, actually. He can make that truck turn quite well in the middle of the corner. Really wide entrance. Still hold on to it, but P2 for Brian Jones here. A lot of guys back in this pack right here for the 4th and 5th, 6th spot. Josh Conover making it work on the inside of Barnett. Harper right in front too. A lot of these guys still trying to navigate. Man, got real closer there for Barnett and Conover, but man, who goes with who? Strong effort from a lot of these guys right now. Third spot up for grabs right now. Honeycutt and Reeder Still battling. Brian Jones might be there this time. Does he send it? Does he send it? Does he kind of like do a bump and run? Like what happens here? I don't know that Brian Jones will do that, but man, for a race win, especially right now in the playoffs, you just never know. Good runs though, all around this track. Conover got around Barnett. And everyone else in the back. Heights right now. Campbell. Yeah, Snyder. All these guys struggling quite a bit. But this top 8 really is quite good. As we're seeing Brian Jones trying to on the outside lane, making a move here. We haven't been able to see anybody really challenge Dylan Banks here, but right now we're starting to see Jones making a move. Brian's getting real close. Tried the outside lane right there, and that might work, but he has to get a really good run entering the corner. He had it once. I don't know if he'll get it back again, but he's trying this really wide stance into turn 1. And it kind of allows him to kind of hit the apex later, which gives him a better exit. So I do like it. Man, he is there. Turn 3 and 4, he looks pretty good. In turn 1, if he can get a good exit again like he had before. Yeah, he can really roll that center a lot better than Dylan Banks can. Banks has a better exit almost, but the middle is really where Brian Jones has him. Really close right there too again. So these guys still fighting for it. We'll definitely watch that as we go. Conover going to try and make a move. Weeder falling back a little bit. He was up there. But right now falling back to P5. Was in second. Right now they're definitely up and down for Reeder for the day. Honeycutt still trying to challenge again for that top spot. He's in third right now. Brian Jones, though, still working on P1. It's getting closer and closer, though, as we get it, because he is so close. Banks has just been so consistent and so clean in these corners. So far, really impressive by Brian Jones to try and get to him. You also feel like a lot of respect by these guys, too. I mean, you know, we're not seeing these guys try and nudge these guys out of the way. It might come down to that if it you know, remains this way as we get going. But it does look like, you know, Brian Jones is kind of being held up here a little bit. Honeycutt's not too far back, 0.8 of a second. And I bet we see that gap close quite a bit these next couple of laps. Snyder right here working on Zach Hollinger. This is for P10, that top 10 spot right here up for grabs. 9th and 10th actually, excuse me, so. Looking pretty sweet. There he goes, makes that move. P9 has changed hands right there. Nothing really for anybody else up front. That gap is closing. Honeycutt is now about 0.6 back. He was just 0.8 back a second ago, so he just gained 0.2 right there. So this top spot we're definitely going to watch out for. A couple of drivers out of the race. As you can see on the tower right now, Snyder, Thompson, Baumler, all out of the race after incidents and multiple issues. Jones tried to almost work the outside lane there, but couldn't quite make it work. You can see that Brian is definitely looking around. He's searching for that line that can really make him have the grip he needs to get around Dylan Banks. He's right there. Look at him. Does he give him a little move? He doesn't do it, which surprises me, you know? You're so close to him, just give him a little bump, you know, just a tiny one. Kind of move him out of the way a little bit, get that back end a little loose. All the while, though, Honeycutt is right there, so Brian's going to get pressured here. I really think if he wants to win this race, he's going to have to probably move Dylan out of the way. Passing here tonight has been really, really difficult. If Brian Jones gets back to him, I expect him to make a little bit of a move here. Try and force his way into that lead. Right on board Hendrickson right here. And you'll see him kind of battling that wheel as well. Oh, lordy. Had to super overcorrect right there. But he's fast, right? Luce is fast. And right now you can see he definitely has, when he can control this truck, it is very, very fast. Dylan Banks, though, not gonna lie, has just not made a mistake all race. Looked extremely quick. Super consistent, rolling it into the middle of the corner, really nice. And Jones is definitely faster in part. I feel like Jones might be faster rolling the middle of the corner. Yeah, you can see right here, but it looks like Banks can just kind of get back on the power a little bit earlier. That's really where he makes up his time. So if he can figure that part out for Brian Jones, he might have something there. Harper also catching up to this top three. A lot of these guys really close together. Top four is really about a second distance of a gap, so this can change on a dime. Right now we're about 39 laps away from finding out the winner of this race. So far, really amazing. Really, really fun stuff. A good opening race for the playoffs here for the NORA Truck Series. And man, these guys are just still fighting for it all race long. No one's giving an inch. Looking good so far. Man, a caution right now, what would that do? You know, like if a caution were to come out, I mean, and here's the thing. I mean, can they make it on fuel? Can they make it? I think they can. Based on my notes here and what they can make it, I believe they can make it on fuel. So I don't think there's a concern there. They might have to come down. It'll be close, though. It'll definitely be close. But fuel could be a concern. Tires, we know. I'll tell you what, though. If a caution comes out now, everyone's coming down to pit road and getting those 4 tires. And I'll tell you what, depending on when it happens, right? Like, does somebody take 4? Or do they take 2? You know, does a Brian Jones or a Honeycutt, do they take 2 tires, 2 right side tires to just get out in front of Dylan Banks, you know, and see what happens? Get that clean air, get the track position. We'll see, though. That has not happened yet. Lap 140. A lot of these guys really trying to do what they can to maximize their finishing position here as we take lap 140. Just 35 laps to go. Really, really good stuff so far. We're going to step aside, folks, real quick and take our last race day nonstop. Thank our partners. But you won't miss a thing. We'll watch all the racing side by side. Stick around.
Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot. Fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Husky, fancy like Doggy bowl empty, Lakers pool sleeping, rug pull, cash grab, NFTs delight, rug pull, cash grab, idiot.
All right, welcome back, folks, to the NORA Truck Series here in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mile, an old school track, man. This place has been around for a long time. But right now, these boys have only been here for 147 laps. And it is starting to heat up. Dylan Banks still up front. Same song, second verse right now for Dylan Banks. Doing really good, trying to make the perfect game today. The pole, win both stages, and then can he win this race? Looking like it right now, but Brian Jones still has that pressure behind him. Hasn't quite been able to get around him though. He's right there. He just can't find out what it takes. It's like he can catch him, right? He can get there, but he just can't pass him. And that right now is the struggle, it looks like, for that number 45. Single file though, behind him, Honeycutt, Harper, and Reeder all in the line right there for the top 5. 6th place, Josh Kahn over here, back a little bit further back. Right now P6, but kind of on an island right now. Nobody really in front of him, nobody in back of him. Barnett holding on strong. Chris Snyder, after that initial restart, had an issue, got loose into the inside grass, but has kind of bounced back here nicely in P8. Dakota Hendrickson holding on right now, currently to a P9. This is, so steady race. Zach Hollinger bouncing back from his initial race issues on lap 4. Right now has a top 10, so not too bad right there for him. Heights right now in P11, working his way, and then Anthony Campbell in P12. So good stuff. Anthony Campbell, the last driver on the lead lap right now. Everyone else, Balmer, Snyder, Thompson are out of the race. And there it is, 25 laps to go right now. Brian Jones, big wiggle right there at turn 2. That is not going to help his case. And the thing is too, right? I mean, Dylan Banks, is he right now, is he going just slow enough to win this race, right? I mean, man, Banks got right. Oh my word, big shove right there for Brian Jones. Jones got to him. But this is the tough part, right? This is what I was saying. So, I mean, is Banks just holding on a little bit, right? I mean, there's no real need for Banks to really make a huge gap if he has the speed in the truck to do it, but you know, is he just kind of managing that gap, right? Going just fast enough, doing just well enough to keep Jones in front of him. To not burn his stuff up, to not, you know, use more gas maybe, some more tires, but either way, holding on strong for these two guys right here. Honeycutt was catching up a little bit, but now about 7/10 back. Uh-oh. Reeder makes a move here around Harper. Harper falling down to spot right there. Reeder gets back around. And Reeder, even earlier, we saw Reeder had a great long run truck. You just didn't have a long run truck that started early enough, right? He needed this speed, I feel like, in the long run sense, a little earlier. He needed to fire off a little bit sooner than this. But he does look really good on the long run, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see Reeder catching Honeycutt here pretty soon. Almost within 20 laps to go, though. Race is flying by for 175 laps in this truck race. Good stuff right now. Everyone else further on. Uh-oh, hold on now. Hollinger and Hendrickson battling here for what looks like to be a top 10 spot. 9th and 10th currently. We saw them doing this earlier, and man, they were going at it, still are right now. Every point matters for the playoffs, right? Everything does, and Hollinger trying to do just that. Looks like not doing too much right there, so good stuff. Everyone else, though, pretty well loosened up. Brian Jones, though, still maintaining that gap. He's trying. Jones is right here. He's kind of, oh, you can see it, a little bit tight on center now. Doesn't seem like it's rolling as good as it did earlier, because he seems, the wheel is not really sawing at it anymore in the middle. He's kind of just, it stays like left right there, and then it kind of just goes off. A lot worse in turns 1 and 2, I think, but gap is definitely opening up, though. So Dylan Banks, 17 laps to go in that 17 truck. Making it happen right now. We talked about it, right? We thought, man, his long run speed's pretty good, and I think he's going to catch Honeycutt, and he has. He is right there already. Kind of right on board here. Yeah, that middle, you can really kind of maintain that speed, which is really nice. The exit, not quite there just yet, but he's definitely pretty quick. With 16, now 15 laps to go, we're winding this race down. The first race. Milwaukee's always a fun time. Love this place right here. Oh no, Honeycutt right here on the exit. Hard into the inside wall. We saw him get loose earlier quite a bit. Oh, and that's going to be it for him. Going to kill the track position. Really a heartache right there, man. He got loose in stage 2 quite a bit, actually, on exit. And right there, finally, just snapped on him. Couldn't save it. We'll go back once more, take a quick look if we can. Yeah, just flat lost it in turn 2. So that right now changes the game. Brian Jones still hunting for Dylan Banks there in P2. Reeder now P3. And Reeder with that great long run speed. Does he go now? Obviously he is, and he is catching. So what can Reeder do here at the very end of this race? We're going to watch. Quick update though, folks. After this race, we're not back for a while. We are back September 23rd for Bristol. So that's going to be 200 laps there. Going to be a lot of fun. But yeah, these guys follow the same schedule as the Truck Series. So after today, we're basically back in a month. For Bristol, and after that, it's quite frequent as far as the last 6 races. So, going to be a lot of fun always. But yeah, right now we're going to be wrapping up this Milwaukee race. 11 laps to go, and then we'll come back for the remainder of the playoffs in about a month. So overall, good stuff. Reeder was catching a little bit. Right now, not quite anymore. Brian Jones still about 0.3 of a second back, almost 0.4 now. So that gap is definitely, while still close, definitely has opened up. So 10 laps to go, though. This has been I'll tell you what, this has been an absolute dominating race here for Dylan Banks. We thought for a while Brian Jones was going to maybe have something for him. He's kind of revamping a little bit of a moment right here. He's 0.2 of a second back. But he is catching a little bit. Maybe wanted to cool those tires down per se and see what he can do in this last 8 laps. But Does the bumper come out? That's the question that I have, right? Does the bumper come out? Banks has led every single lap here today. Won the pole, won stage 1 and 2. 7 laps away from winning this race. And quite frankly, in the most dominating way you can. Campbell going to be going a lap down here momentarily. You can see him right in front of those leaders. So he'll be a factor here as this race continues. Everyone else, though, all the gaps are pretty well spread open. Closest battle on track is this one for the lead. So we're going to stay right here and see what Brian Jones can do, trying to get his win and steal it completely away from Dylan Banks, who has completely obliterated this field today and dominated the entire thing. Now 5 laps. I think if you're Brian Jones, you might search a little bit here and there, but I think you're really going to make a move. Reeder's not going to catch him. He's kind of fallen off a little bit. So a 3rd spot for him seems likely. Get that podium, but man, right now, Brian. Trying to steal it away. 2/10 back, 4 laps to go now. Campbell's going to be right here, going to be right down low. This might give some space here for Jones. It depends on when they pass him. Moves out of the way, respectfully from Campbell. Jones really gained some time right there on the center off. Now 3. Everyone else pretty well fanned out in the back right now. Top 12, really, all the ones on the lead lap. No one's really quite that close. Everyone's kind of solo by themselves, but this battle right here. What does Brian Jones do? Does Dylan Banks walk away into the sunset? Or does, man, Brian Jones getting so close? Does he send him on him? Look at that gap now. That might have been it right there. 2 laps to go for Dylan Banks. If he had anything, I think he had to have used it up a second ago. Just couldn't quite get it there. Obviously no bad blood between these guys. Nothing like that. Anthony Campbell going another lap down again, just like that. That's going to be it, it sounds like. I don't think Brian Jones has enough steam to really make it happen. But here we go. Dylan Banks takes the white flag here, sponsored by Cardano, into turn 1, has led every single lap here today, has just dominated the race as anybody could, won the pole, won stage 1 and 2, held off really hard charging competition by everybody. And right now going to come around turn 4, and Dylan Banks going to be your winner today for the NORA Truck Series here in the Milwaukee Mile. Man, what an absolutely great win for Dylan Banks. Did everything he had to do to get this thing done. Super quick, super consistent. Man, what an awesome job there for that 17. Finishing results are right there on the side of your screen. Uh-oh, Harper, a little love tap right there, I think. Good stuff. The Banks. Brian Jones, Cody Reeder, Timothy Harper, P4. Josh Conover, 5th. Chris Snyder, 6th. Tyler Barnett, Daniel Honeycutt, Dakota Hendrickson, and then Zach Hollinger, your top 10. Dylan Banks going to burn him down real quick. Awesome job by Banks to get this thing done in dominating fashion. We're going to step aside real quick, folks. Thank our sponsors real quick. We'll come back and talk to our top 3, and then off we go. Stick around. All right, folks, we are back right now to the Milwaukee Mile here for the end and the conclusion of the NORA Truck Series. And right now we're going to bring in Cody Reeder, P3 today on the race today. Man, hey, not too bad of a job. You were kind of up and down for the most part throughout and had a good long run car, it looked like, at least from my angle. And, hey, came back with a P3, man. How'd it go?
Yeah, it's good. It's just disheartening. When we qualified, Dylan was like 3/10 faster than everybody, so I knew it was probably going to be a long night. So just try my best to save tire. That's kind of the only thing I had. I was kind of hoping that when Honeycutt, when he spun out there at the end, I was hoping for a caution just to maybe change things up. But other than that, wasn't even in the ballpark tonight. So trying to get back to the drawing board. I know we have a little bit of time off, so just gonna try and run some practice laps and see what we can do next time.
Yes, sir, man. Not too bad yourself. But hey, real quick, give us any shout outs you might have, any sponsors, friends, family. Who you got today?
Yeah, thanks for putting on the broadcast. Got to thank Venku being on board all year. Josh putting on the league. Dustin, shout to him. He's probably watching on baby duty. But got to thank him as my teammate. Thank Garrett for helping me through the night all season. And yeah, I think that's it.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, good job again. Yeah, long break, like you said, about a month until Bristol. So, yeah, go have fun, man. Thanks again.
Cool, thanks.
There he is, Cody Reeder, P3 on the night. Looking pretty good right there, obviously, as usual. Next up, we're going to bring in P2, Brian Jones. Second spot, really pretty good. And let's bring him in. Brian Jones, here he is. Good job today again, man. Man, that 45 machine definitely was hooked up second half of that race. He got to the end of Banks, and really did quite well. I mean, what did you need to kind of get that job done?
I needed track position. I needed somebody to challenge Dylan early in the run and let me save tires. I could tell Dylan was saving tires. I was saving tires the whole third stage. Because every time that I would like mess up, leaving the corner, get a little bit loose, and he'd pull off on me, he'd back up the entry to the next corner just to save that little bit more. He wasn't trying to pull away from me. He was just trying to save, and I was trying to save. So, we were just trying to get to the end and see if we could battle it out there for the last 5 laps. And we turned it on, and just the clean air. I mean, you can't beat it. So it is what it is.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, I mean, either way, not too bad. P2 is a great day, nonetheless. So, real quick, man, give us a shout out. So you got friends, family, sponsors.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Home Field Apparel, and Steve, it's college football season, so go out there, support your favorite team. Home Field Apparel has a ton of officially licensed collegiate merchandise. You can go check it out at homefieldapparel.com and use code Alanis24 at checkout. Also, if you like coffee, go to apexcoffeeroasters.com and get you some coffee. Use code Alanis at checkout for 15% off as well.
Yes, sir, man. Good stuff. Again, hey, we'll take a long break here. Come back in Bristol in about a month or 3 weeks, and we'll get right back to it again.
Yeah, time to think about it,
All good, man. Hey, good luck next time, and hey, have fun.
Thanks, Steve.
All right, there he is. Speaking of which, home field, I got to get my my Michigan Wolverine gear. Gonna defend that championship once again. Always a good time. So let's bring in the winner though today, Dylan Banks. Where is he? There he is, Dylan Banks right there at P1 on the day. Let's get him in here. There he is. Talk to him again in stage 1, and then hey, you know what? As the race went on, I'm like, you know what? This guy's unbeatable. Very, very fast today, and man, you got the job done. I think you led every lap, and you played the perfect game. The pole, the stages, and the win, man. How do you feel, dude?
Oh, it feels great, man. Anytime we can go out here and win a race, it's awesome. It's a good feeling. Especially being in the playoffs, first race in the playoffs. I wanted to make sure I went out there and left a mark. Every point matters in the playoffs, and to get locked into the next round off this win, I can kind of relax a little bit. You don't have that pressure on your back. That pressure on your back, man, it's not fun because you end up driving over your head and burning your stuff up, just trying to get as much as you can, and that usually causes wrecks. So grateful to come out here and be able to get this win, man. It means so much to me. Especially racing against the guys in here. They are so good. I mean, Brian Jones he's always been really good. Got nothing but respect for him, and Cody Reeder as well. He's awesome every race. Every race I've been in, had a couple run-ins, but it's part of racing. No complaints here, and I have a bunch of respect for him, and I have a bunch of respect for everybody in this league.
Yes, sir, man. Good stuff. Obviously, a long way to go until we get to that next race in Bristol in about 3 or 4 weeks. So I have some time to cool off there in a bit. And obviously, you get to race there, but obviously maybe, to your point, avoid the stress of having to, perform well there. So kind of get an off week that you attend, I guess. So either way, really good stuff, man, today. Any sponsors or friends and family you want to shout out real quick?
Oh, yeah. Gotta thank the team at Flatline Motorsports for giving me the opportunity to come out here and compete. Owe it all to Josh and Cody and Vinny, all the guys at Flatline for allowing me to do this every week. It's been a blessing. Glad I could put it in victory lane for him tonight. Big shout out to you, man. Always up in the booth, doing a fantastic job. Calling the races every week. Missed you the last couple weeks. I know you had some stuff going on. Hope everything's all right your way. But grateful to have you here, and grateful for all the viewers and fans out there. We can't do it without y'all, and y'all mean so much to us. And big shout out to Brian and Cody on the podium finishes. Nothing but respect to them. Shout out my teammate Josh for a top 5, and shout out to all the guys in the field tonight. They were awesome. But yeah, happy to be in victory lane, and happy the pressure's off my shoulders going into Bristol. Got a long way to prepare, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna do my best and go out there and I can relax a little bit,
Yes, sir.
Yeah, awesome night, man. Glad to be up here talking to you.
Love that. Hey, you get about a month to celebrate, so go and do that, man. We'll catch you in a month at Bristol. And hey.
We're gonna be drinking some bourbon, man. Drinking some bourbon.
All right, dude. Have a good night, man. Congrats again.
Thank you, buddy. You too.
There he is, Dylan Banks, the winner today for the NORA Truck Series here in Milwaukee Mile. Man, this place always is a fun time, and I feel like this place is never on enough league schedules. It's such a good time, and always a good place to enjoy a race and to watch. Place can definitely provide some fantastic racing for a 1 mile track. So pretty cool stuff. There's the results, folks. Left side of your screen, Dylan Banks is your winner today for the Milwaukee Mile. Awesome race. Only 1 caution on the field today. Really, really impressive stuff. And we love to see that. But September 23rd is going to be our next race for the NORA Truck Series. That's going to be at Bristol for the next playoff race. After that, that's really the next big break. After that, we do 5 more straight weeks to finish the season off. So, going to be a lot of fun, folks. Join us tomorrow night for the ASRA Harpoon Design Cup Series. We're going to be in Motegi, the Motegi Japanese Oval. Going to be a lot of fun. Place is really big, really wide. Always a fun time. So, have a good night, folks. We'll see you tomorrow. We love you.